right, everybody, let's get started. Quick setup, you're gonna pull your black cables off the back handlebars and then make sure that X strap is pulled away from the back platform. Got Jessica here for you. As always, little modifications, smaller range of motion, gonna make it easier. Knees down, any back pressure, and then as always, anything at the back can be done at the front or vice versa. Make sure you're on one yellow spring, and then we're gonna head to the back and get started with Super Crunch. So sitting down on your back platform, Jessica's fancy about it. I like to scoot my booty towards the back of the platform. It's gonna make it a little bit heavier. It's also gonna help you clear those bars back there. Feet could be together or hips distance width apart, and then nice and slow, you'll see Jessica sits up nice and tall through the spine. We're gonna start to lean back through the torso. As you lean back, your legs are gonna start to extend away from you. Immediately, start with a smaller range of motion, but really try to get that slow control going. Keep the heart lifting as you come up, and you'll see Jess keeps her shoulders back behind the bars. Has less to do with the bars and a little bit more to do with what you're feeling in those abdominals. So each time you come up, we're trying to keep that constant tension. Try not to feel like you're taking a break at the top. You could drag your heels towards your bottom, bringing them in nice and tight. If that makes you start to feel it a little bit more in your thighs than in the core, then shore up that range of motion a little bit. Just 6 more seconds, and then we're gonna slide it back into a hold. I want you to go into your furthest lean, your legs as straight as they can be. In 3, 2, 1. Try to get those legs real straight, but do the work. Tuck those lower abs in, hug your front ribs in, shoulder blades move down the back towards the hips. Bring the back of the head back just a little bit. Perfect. Take a big old inhale. Small movement. We're gonna pull the legs and chest up 2 inches. Hold it there. Squeeze those inner thighs. Awesome, Jessica. Hold it here. Everybody hold it right here. Just that little hold. Squeeze your inner thighs. Take a big inhale. Let's do it one more time. Chest comes up 2 inches. Knees bend 2 more inches in. Hold it here nice and strong. Last little push. We're going to go 1 to 2 inches back with the legs and the torso. Yep. 1 to 2 inches in. We're breathing. This is your last 7, 6. We're going to stand up, turn around. It's reverse catfish. Could be done at the front if you needed it to be. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Release the carriage. About face. Bring the hands on up to the high set of bars. And then lean your shoulders forward a little bit so the shoulders are kind of in front of the wrist line. You'll see Jess establish that perfect tabletop in the spine. She's got a soft bend in the knees. Heels are lifted. She's going to begin by extending the legs back. You'll notice it's not a very big range of motion. You want to keep your hips still. You see her big pause at the back of the movement and then slowly bending the knees in. The range of motion can be tiny. She's got 10 seconds. I want her to squeeze her armpits in, wrap the triceps back, activate your chest, lift the rib cage a little bit. Next one, slide it about halfway out so your knees are slightly behind the hips. You should feel those low core abs burning. Squeeze your butt cheeks. And then real slow, let's go 1 inch in. Hold it there, perfect, Jess. And then pull 1/2 inch in on top of it, yes. And then 1/2 inch back, and then that bigger inch back, just 8 seconds, I know. Breathing and squeezing for 4. We're gonna take it back to full range in 3, 2, take it all the way out and all the way back in. We've just got 15 seconds here. We're gonna challenge those arms a little bit with some push-ups here for the last 15 seconds or so. So into 8 seconds, her legs will slide back. We gotta set it first. The hips will lower down. In 3, slide your legs all the way back, squeeze your buns, lower your hips forward into that incline plank. Beautiful, Jess. And then real slow, bending the elbows. Keep the back of the head lifted, 8 seconds. Real slow, real strong. We're gonna bring it down into our giant reverse wheelbarrow. 3, 2, 1. So hands to the back platform. Knees are kind of important where you place them. They could be in front of the strap, that'll be the lightest. Behind the strap, a little heavier. Toes pointed, shins in contact with the carriage. See, she's established this long shape in the spine. We're gonna maintain that as the shoulders begin to hinge backwards. Here at the back, it's heavy. We're pulling against the spring. You guys, we're already halfway through it. I'm not gonna keep you in these big ones that long. Keep the neck real long and see that she's still adding a pause at the back of the motion. Keep that control nice and tight. Lift through your lower core. Hug the side waist in. 6 seconds, we're gonna slide it out. It's just a hold, everybody. The further you go, the harder it is. 3, start to slide backwards into, hold it back. Melt those shoulders away. Squeeze your butt and your inner thighs. Let this be challenging. Let it shake a little bit. 3 more seconds. So strong, Jessica, making it look easy. Take a big old inhale. We pull back to full range. Yes. Try not to let those shoulders come forward of your wrists. I know it's a battle now. You have 8 more seconds. We're gonna keep fighting for these abs. We'll stay in full range of motion with our kneeling crunch. Elbows come down in 3, 2, 1. Awesome transition. Elbows down. Now, shins are down, toes are pointed. We are truly gonna move the spine now. Flexing the spine, engaging that 6-pack set of abdominals, the rectus abdominis. Keep the corset muscles around the lower spine nice and tight. All I'm gonna say now is, everybody, let's slow it down, especially on the way out. Keep those lower abs lifting nice and tight. Awesome. Shoulders right over the elbows. See if you can slide back just an inch or so in the shoulders. Perfect. Now, we are already halfway through. No holds, no challenges for me. I want you to check in right now and see if you can find that range of motion that's a little bit more energetic, a little bit spicier, maybe a little bit more honest, right? Slow it down. 20 seconds. Let it burn. If you need to hold up in that curled position a little bit longer to find it, hold it there. Tuck those lower abs. Tuck your tailbone back. It's difficult. The hardest part for me is that slide back. This is your last 10 seconds. I'm gonna get you up to the front of the machine from here. In 6, you're gonna ride to the front. You'll still be facing the same direction. Reverse high plank, hands to the 2 and the 4. In 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So she's riding back. She'll stay facing towards the springs. Her toes will come up onto the front platform. Hands about the 2 and the 4. Remember, the further forward your hands are, the less support you'll have from the springs. Same goes. The further back your feet are, the less support you'll have from the springs. Push down energetically into your hands. Focus not on height, but on the shape of your spine. Keep it neutral. Slowly begin to pike your hips up to the sky. You'll see her heels are lifted high, letting the neck go when we're upside down. Awesome. And then real slow, sliding it back out. I feel like the obvious work is the rising, right? We're pushing into the arms, you're squeezing through the core. Allow more of the work to come into that lengthening back out of your plank. Keep the belly button cinched up to the spine. Don't be afraid to hold longer at either side. You only have 10 more seconds here. We're gonna transition smoothly onto the elbows. Maybe you can do it without dropping the knees into our final core challenge here. Plank on the elbows in 3, 2, 1. Forearms are coming down. Push energetically into your elbows. Now we're just holding here. You've got to, sometimes holding still is the hardest part. You feel those abs working after those last several core exercises where we were challenging it with movement, and now you're just present, right? Feeling those legs start to tremble. If you can, squeeze your legs together, reach through the heels, lift through the back of the head a little bit, and then as slowly as you can, we're gonna start to hinge the elbows forward, taking that full body saw. What I want is not a big movement. I want it to be slow, steady, strong. I want you to feel every little shake, every little challenge of it. This is your last 10. We're gonna stand up on our left leg, moving straight into escalator lunge. If you need a second yellow, add it on. Grab your pole if you want it. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Facing the same direction. Left foot will be forward. Red pole if you like it. Remember, you can always pick that pole up for some added arm work as well, or just leave it out for the balance challenge. Left heel all the way out onto that first red line. Her right heel is lifted high behind her. I like a little hinge forward at the hips, making sure that knee stays right over your ankle through the entirety of the movement. So in this one, it's a little tricky, especially if you have 2 yellow springs on. You want to kick forward into your heel a little bit as you come down. That way you're not just lunging that knee forward over the ankle. Next one, we're going to start to come down to our lowest spot here. So your deepest lunge, bring it on down, hold it. Do the work to adjust how you hold your core. Tuck the tail a little bit, hug the rib cage closed, melt the shoulders down, solid, Jessica. Now really, really slow, and I want her to try to do this without moving the carriage, which is different than what I normally ask. Come an inch down, so you might bend that back knee a little bit. And then holding it there, slowly lift an inch up. Really feel this in your booty. And then 1 inch down, awesome. Tucking those abs in, your spine looks perfect, Jess. And then 1 inch up. Now sink all the way down, come really low. Feel the work, feel the shake a little bit. She's gonna take it into her moonwalker from here. So now that back knee is gonna bend more, yes. And then she's sliding it slowly out. I want you to feel your abs fighting for it after you warmed it all up, your shoulders away from your ears. Nice tempo, Jessica. She's got 6 more seconds like this. And then we're gonna slide it out into that last push, that full range of motion. Last time, sink it lower if you can. Yes, let's slide it out for 3. Slide it out, push into that heel, sink a little lower, and slowly we rise. Only 15 seconds. These moves come hot, fast, and short. Only 8 seconds. We're gonna transition into our super lunge from here. 2 reds, about 2 yellows. 3, 2, 1. Awesome, everybody. So we'll stay on that left leg, quick spring adjustment. About 2 reds, 2 yellows. You could go lighter on the yellows. Left foot forward, right toes are tucked back behind you. And then when you're ready to rise, you're gonna row your elbows back. Take a narrow row as you rise. Elbows come in nice and tight. And then you're resisting with the arms as you bend into the knees. Now, I don't want a giant range of motion with the arms. You guys, as you come down, try not to let your elbows come forward of your rib cage. So you're gonna keep those back muscles nice and tight all the way through. I do want you to try to get low here. Right knee coming down, hovering off that carriage. Perfect form, Jessica. Make sure your left heel is right under the knee, and make sure your left toes point straight ahead. Let's come down real low into that next one. Hold it here. Hug those elbows back nice and tight. So you have to feel the shoulder blades challenge, right? Pull back real tight. Pull those corset muscles around the spine. Try to sink down lower. We shake already, and I like it. Real low, real low. And then I only want her to come about 2 inches up. Yes. Real low. Push it. Let it shake. So freaking strong, Jess. And then just about 2 inches up. Tuck those lower abs in. Pull those corset muscles around the spine. Yes, pull those elbows back. And then again, let's come all the way down. Sit in the fire. Hold it here now. Hold it here now. Just your arms. Just the arms are moving out. We're not here long. We're going to let it shake. Spine looks perfect, Jess. Sink it a little bit lower if you can. Push that heel down so heavy so that leg starts to shake. You'll see her knee wants to shift back at this point, and I'm going to hold her to the fire. 8 more seconds. Ooh, if you can get lower, try. Yes, she did. 3. Got 1 more little challenge. Pull those arms all the way in, all the way in, all the way in. Now hold it. Tap that right knee down. Hold it. Lift an inch. Tap it down again. Hold it. Lift an inch. Last time. Tap it down as slow as you can. You rise so slow. We lift up. Yes, once you hit the top, come right back down. Last 15 seconds right here. We're going to push 1 more time. This is one of our heavy exercises today. 10 seconds. She's coming into mega donkey kick. So we're definitely going to take off a red. You might even take off a yellow or 2 if you need. In 4, mega donkey. 3, 2, 1. Solid, Jess. So about 1 red, 1 to 2 yellows. You could certainly go lighter on the yellows, and full disclosure, I usually do this on just 1 red, especially if my shoulders are tired after that opening core block, which was fairly intense. Left heel is on the bar. Spine is neutral. I didn't even know if it was a right or left. Left heel is on the bar, spine is neutral. Now, a big difference in this position relative to those lunges, we've got to turn out now. We're externally rotated in that left hip. Her hips are staying square. It's the thigh bone turning out to the side. Make sure it's the meat of your heel on the bar so you have that direct line to the glute complex. And then don't push through your foot. Push through your booty. Try to connect your mind to those muscles. And then once you get pushing through your booty, recognize you gotta hold yourself up with your strong freaking arms. Your core lives in the middle. Challenge, you can always try to take flight here if you like. I'm not gonna call it out today until the very end. Now on your next one, I want you to push it out about 3/4 of the way. Hold it right there. Pull in on your low abs, adjust what you're feeling in your neck and your shoulders. As slowly as you can, 1 inch in, we hold. Now, as you're holding here, get your butt cheek to shake. Squeeze it more, push into that heel, and then slowly go 2 inches out. So you went 1 inch further than you started. And then from there, 2 inches in. So you're sliding just 1 inch forward and back of that 3/4 place. And then now do it again, push 2 inches out. Now hold it here. Can you tuck your right toes? Lift your right knee up as you hold. This is 8, 7, 6. We're traveling to the back. It's back lunge. Left leg, 1 yellow, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Drop the knee, change to 1 yellow. Push yourself on up to the back. Your left foot will move over your platform. Your right toes hook the strap. I usually move my right foot a little bit to the right so I make sure I can square my hips. Squeeze your inner thighs, and it might be appropriate, especially if you don't have a mirror in front of you, to put your hands on your hips for a second. Begin to bend your left knee, sinking down into the lunge. You'll see Jess keeps her knee right over the ankle. It's everything. Make sure your knee doesn't hinge forward. It's your booty that drops back and down. If you can get your butt or your thigh to touch that back platform, pause there, feel it, and then slowly rising up. The one and only challenge on this one is coming in about 10 seconds. I'm gonna have you take it down to your lowest spot. In 7 seconds, take your time. Try to keep that bend in the knee even as you prepare for the challenge. 4, meet me down in 3, 2, 1. Your lowest lunge. Hug your lats, your sides of your back, close the core, keep those front ribs hugging in. Try to sink down a little bit lower, use those bars if you need to get that depth. Hold it right here, yes. Squeeze those inner thighs, pull in on those low abs a little bit, yes, perfect adjustment. As slowly as you can, I want you to sink 1 inch down. And then from there, just like we did in that mega donkey, come 2 honest inches up. Yes. Hold it, feel it for a second. Push that heel into the floor, drive, and then 2 inches down. Now hold here. Relax your jaw. Reset your neck. 4 more seconds. Breathe through it. Sink to the bottom in 2. Sink all the way down. Tap your booty, tap your booty, tap your booty, and slowly rise up. This is your last 15 seconds here. You've got a big old challenge coming. The challenge will come quick. We're not gonna hold you in it long. Popping your left foot up, keep your right toes where they are. Giant carriage kick. 3, 2, 1. So left foot will come onto the back platform. You're gonna sit down really low into that left leg. And I'm okay with using the bars here. We want depth over everything. She's gonna drill that left heel down as slowly as she can, keeping those abs tucked in. She's gonna start to bend that right knee. Yes, so low, so strong. And then resisting as it slides back. Shift that knee back just a little bit and push that heel down so heavy. I almost like the sensation of pulling back on the bars. You guys, we're already halfway there. Push that heel down, squeezing inner thighs, lift that right hip up just a little bit. Perfect adjustment. 20 seconds now, breathing. I'm gonna call it out at the end. I'm gonna challenge you all for the last 15 seconds, not yet, to lift one or both hands off the bars. And it's gonna shake. I want you to reach them forward if you can. You've got 6 seconds to prepare yourself. Slide that right leg back on your next one. Drill that left heel down. Can you lift your arms up? Maybe, maybe not. Slowly. Last 10. Pull in. 8 seconds. We're coming onto our knees. Left knee on the platform. So you'll turn to your right for kneeling inner thighs. In 3, 2, 1. Woo. Left knee down. Right knee inside of the strap. Or I'm sorry, on the outside of the strap rather. Stand up nice and tall. Just like we did in that back lunge. Check the hip bones, right? Tuck your tail down, squeeze the core up and in, close the ribs. Now challenge, rising the heart rate a little bit. What you do with your arms here is important. Fingertips behind the ears, hands up over the head. That's gonna raise the heart rate. When your limbs are reaching above your body, your blood's gotta pump harder to get up there. Arms out in a T is cool. Most of the time in this one, I like more of a posture effort. So think arms down to your sides like a chest opener situation. It's up to you. Whatever you do with your arms is cool with me. About 10 seconds. Gonna take our first challenge. I want you to go out as far as you can, not just yet. Make sure it doesn't feel like a stretch though. Don't live in your flexibility. On your next one, slide it out 3, 2, slide it out as far as you can hold it. Connect to your core real quick, right? It takes some effort here. Pack those shoulders down, lift up through the crown of your head. Now I want you to pull in about 2 inches. 2 inches is small. Hold it there. You should still be way out at your edge. The carriage should be pretty far open. Now from here, 1 inch in and 1 inch out. I want you to think core and inner thighs. Try to release the glutes from doing all the work for you. Think about squeezing your inner thighs up into your hip sockets. Again, core right now and inner thighs. We've got about 8 seconds. Stay with it. Posture up a little bit. Rib cage settling back towards the spine. 3, 2, hold it, listen. Slide it back out 2 inches. Hold it here for 5. We're gonna pull all the way in to go all the way back out in 2 and 1. Slowly all the way in. Taking it all the way back out. Now, last 15 seconds here. Push yourself. If you can go slower, go slower. If you need to check your hips, right? Make sure your booty's not dropping back. Tuck those lower abs in. We're gonna do a little disco transition. You're gonna be in mermaid, but you'll be facing the other way. So right hip down, left foot to the strap on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Good job. So right hip is down, left foot is underneath the strap. Normally in class, I like to go one leg to the opposite oblique, but working on this for now, and then we'll get back to, we'll kind of weave through both ways. Long through your spine. Take time to reset after an intense leg block. You're leaning down to the side. I want you to think of trying to get even with that back platform. So maybe push yourself to get a little bit lower than you normally do, getting like parallel to the floor. And then think about lifting straight up. Slower on the way up than you go on the way down. The way down could be, I'm not saying fast, but it could be a little bit faster. Shoulders down the back, collarbones spreading nice and open. Perfect form, Jessica. On your next one, begin to come down. Push yourself a little bit lower than you're comfortable with, and then recognize why you're uncomfortable. Tuck the tailbone a little bit, relax your neck, your jaw, your throat, your face. And now I want you to come up an inch, maybe 2. See if you can lift your left arm straight up to the sky. Move the shoulder blade closer to the spine so you're not feeling it in the neck. Maybe a little bit of a lower down. And then from here, 1 slow inch up, 1 slow inch down. You've only got 8. 7, hands will be on the carriage near the 8 and 10, toes where your butt is. High plank in 2 and 1. So hands are on the carriage. It's called a giant plank. This is maybe, at least in my body, the hardest plank there is. If you needed to go to the front, you can certainly go on up there. At this point, face the same direction. Hands would be on the platform. Take a big old inhale. You're gonna bend your knees over to your right elbow. So squeezing through that left side core. This is single-sided dancing bear. If you wanna make it a little bit easier, keep your knees turned to the right the entire time. If you wanna make it a little bit more challenging, let your hips turn back to the floor as your legs slide out. If you have anything going on in your lower back, maybe keep the knees twisted to the side. If you needed to modify, again, take it on up to the front. I do want you to try to be up on your toes. If that is not in the cards today, come to your knees. It is all good. 8. Yep, keep pushing, keep squeezing. 5 seconds, we'll hold ourselves halfway in. 3, 2, hold it that halfway, solid, hold it there. Knees are bent, hips same height as your shoulders. 1 inch in, 1 inch out. You only have 8 seconds. I'm gonna take you up to the front. Teaser, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So bringing it on up, hands up on your high bars. Left foot crosses over your right, so your toes point to your right. Lean your body weight forward into your arms. See if you can shift the shoulders slightly back behind the wrist line, which is a little bit different than when we're at the back. Your shoulders hinge back a little bit. You feel a little bit more upper body strength. Feel those lats working. Do the work real quick. Make sure you feel this evenly distributed through both arms. Slide your legs out on the next one. Hold it out. Breathe there. So holding still, legs all the way back. You feel like you're in that side plank. Softness through the elbows. Relax the jaw. 1 inch up. Hold it there. And then come 1 more inch up. Hold it right there. 1 inch down. 1 more inch down. Keep breathing right here. This is your push. We'll be out of it right after this. 1 inch up. 1 more inch up. Last time, let's go 1 inch out. 1 more inch out. Take a big breath for me and let's bring it back to full range. Slow and steady. Last 5, we'll turn it around and come into reverse wheelbarrow. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So turn around, knees on the front platform, hands on the 2 and the 4. We've been in wheelbarrow before, but we were at the back where it was heavier. Now this will be a little bit softer. First things first, you'll see Jessica has her toes pointed, her shins are down. She's established this perfect modified plank position. And then the range of motion is up to you. What do you got at this point? Your arms are tired. We just came out of a giant plank and a teaser. So feel the shake. Feel that you maybe can't go as far out as if you were in the very first exercise of class. That is all good. You've got 15 seconds. We're going to end this with a challenge. We're using this to transition into our upper body work for today. Big inhales, again, big exhales. 5 seconds. We're going to push ourselves to slide it out as far as you can hold it. In 2 and 1. Push it out there. Hold it out. Hands are in front of the shoulders. It should shake a little bit. Relax the shoulders from your ears. Hang on to it. 1 inch in right here. 1 inch out. 1 inch in. We're going to take it into push-ups from here. I would stay on my knees if it were me. In 4, 3, 2, straight into those push-ups. If you want to pop to your toes, come on up. If you need to make it a smaller range of motion, make it a smaller range of motion. I'm asking you to push your edge. This is hard right now. Your shoulders are shaking. Your arms look perfect, Jess. Keep the back of the head lifting. Keep the core lifting. Keep your booty squeezing. We only have 10 more seconds. If you can make this smaller, maybe you're only coming halfway up, and maybe sometimes you can't even get the rest of the way up. 7, 6, we're going into a spring change. We've got swimmer coming. About 1 red and 2 yellows. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. About 1 red, 1 to 2 yellows. Black cables. You'll be laying down with your chest on the number 9. Zip your legs together, you guys. I want your big toes to stay together for today. Gaze kind of awkwardly straight down. And then you're pressing your hands back towards your hips. Now, your hands aren't going to touch your hips. I don't want you to feel like you have to lift over the sides of the machine. So keep the range of motion nice and tight. I'm going to say let's slow it down a little bit more. Squeeze your legs a little bit more tightly together. Lift the navel, and then now if you would like to add on a little bit more, as long as you feel your core burning, everybody, you can begin. You're not going to look forward, you're still going to be looking down. See if as you press your arms back, can you begin to softly lift your rib cage away from the carriage. Ooh, perfect extension, Jess. Now, if you want more than that, she's keeping it lifted. That's extremely difficult. Your heart rate will rise on up. She could lower it as her arms come out wide. Now the next piece, even more difficult, make sure you feel the core burning. You can start to lift your thighs, not your shins, but you see how she's lifting her whole thigh? She feels hamstring, booty. See how her spine looks perfect and neutral here. Super slow, super strong, Jessica. Only about 20 more seconds. Again, she's taking the harder variation. You can lower your chest and your thighs as the arms come out wide, or you can stay in this big extension of the spine. Her heart rate is rising. Squeeze those legs a little bit tighter together if you can. Pull your big toes together, Jess. Exactly 7 seconds. About 3 to 4 yellows on your tailbone. 4 for the back fly. 3, 2, 1. So 3 to 4 yellows. Go ahead and sit down onto your tailbone. Your feet will be out near the number 11. And think about like super crunch in your spine. So you're not gonna round your spine at all. Lean back. I like my cables crossed for this one, but that will make it heavier. You're gonna start by pulling your arms out so they're a little bit wider than your shoulders. Try to keep the same shape in your arms, which is a little bit difficult here. Think squeezing your shoulder blades together. Pause. It's not going to be a huge movement. Make sure your shoulders stay depressed. Core is real tight. Ribs are hugging in. And then as you slide forward, you guys, I'm serious, maybe 2 to 3 inches of movement. You don't want to release the back fly. It's your shoulder blades that are the target. So maybe close your eyes again. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. I say big pause at the front of the movement. Big pause at the back of the movement. Perfect form, Jess. You'll see her shoulders stay depressed. It's super easy, you guys. If you tend to have shoulder things, it's real easy to feel this in the upper traps. You want 0 of that. If that's you, take the longer straps in your hand, make the movement smaller, maybe even come a little lighter. Next one, here we go. Let's pull back on it. Hold it there nice and tight. Squeeze it back so tight. Hold it here. And then I want you to think the tiniest little flex. Little squeeze back, little squeeze back. We're gonna bring the arms forward. It's a bicep curl. Same position with the spine. 3, 2, 1. So elbows are gonna come up to the height of your shoulders. If you have the cables crossed, uncross them. Now from here, here's the challenge. I don't want you to bend your elbows more than this, right? So elbows stop about 90 degrees, and then you're sliding forward. If you can go all the way straight, that is a challenge. Don't let your elbows drop. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Spread those collarbones out. Lift up a little higher through the spine. Beautiful. You can lean back more, but keep it long. Yes. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Push your feet down if you need it. If you ever want to try to balance, you can lift your feet. I'm not calling it out today though, because I'm a little bit more concerned with that stability in the shoulders, the work of your back when you're holding your arms up like this. 8 more seconds, we'll challenge it. Big old inhales, big old exhales. Next one, I want you to curl your arms in about 90, hold it right here, and just flex for me. Lift your elbows up a little higher if you can, it's just a hold. Lift them up a little higher if you can, feel the core squeeze back, feel those inner thighs. You've got 6 seconds. We'll go sexy back on your knees in 3, 2, 1. Good job. So knees down, you can always adjust your springs if you need to. Drop your booty back. This is your last one here. Lift those elbows up, and then you're extending back. I like a little bit more of a hinge forward. Perfect. And then see how she keeps her elbows lifted up like this? This is gonna challenge the shoulders. She's squeezing the shoulder blades together, shoulder blades moving down away from the ears. Lift those front ribs softly. Perfect. Try to go pretty much all the way straight, everybody. Try to keep your wrists really long here as well. Now, no holds, no challenges from me. I want you to try to keep moving through it. You only have about 17 more seconds here. And I think the hardest part is keeping it honest at this point. Try not to bend your elbows so much that it feels like you're taking a break. If you can lift your elbows even higher, try it. About 2 reds and 2 yellows. Keep those cables. Right foot up for the super lunge in 3, 2, 1. Yeehaw. So about 2 reds, 2 yellows. Less yellows is lighter. Right foot climbs forward. Left toes are back. Set it up if you need to. If you need to burn a couple rows while you're down on your knees, you go right ahead. I like to row as I rise, pulling those elbows back nice and tight. And then as you're lunging down really deep here, try not to let your arms go super far forward, right? Literally, I'm talking like elbows pull back as tight as they can, which ends up being core, right? Like the ribs like to flare. Perfect adjustment, Jess. As your arms go forward, I want your elbows to stop right next to your rib cage. So you're not getting those straight arms. You're not releasing the back. Good. Next one, let's start to sink down to your lowest spot. Hang into it. Perfect in the spine, Jessica. Right heel is pushing down so heavy. Sink in a little bit lower for me. Try to hold your arms still, everybody. And then from here, just about 2 honest inches up. And then sink back down to where you started, real low, yes. And then 2 honest inches up, so freaking strong, Jess. Squeeze those inner thighs all the way down, really feel it. And then again, 2 inches up. Sink back down, hold it really low, and now let's burn out those arms, just your row right here. 1 breath, 1 pull at a time. Keep your eyes right on the prize. Don't worry about how much longer you're gonna be here. 1 breath at a time. Squeeze those inner thighs a little tighter. 3, we pull the arms back again, pull back, pull back. Here we go, keep that knee right over the ankle. Can you slowly tap that left knee down? Pause, tap it down, yes, pause. Tap it down last time, so slow, so strong. Start to rise real slow. You have 10 freaking seconds. Big inhales, big old exhales. She's gonna come right into her mega donkey kicks from here, 7 seconds. Quite challenging after that upper body block. In 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Drop your cables, about 1 red, 1 to 2 yellows. Less yellows is lighter. Right heel on the bar, left knee slightly left of 6, shoulders are level, shoulders are a little tired. So we do want that right thigh turned out to the side, but not opening the hip. So your hip bones point straight down to the carriage, like headlights on a car, right heel driving into the bar, slow, steady. Little reset here, and then we'll come back into those lunges. See if you can slow yourself down now and cultivate that full body effort again. Softness in the elbows, your triceps, your biceps are working. Softness in the jaw, you're trying to protect your neck. Chin is lifting up towards your throat. Form looks perfect, Jessica. About 10 seconds, we'll hit that challenge. Remember, you can always start your challenges early. You can always attempt the flight, which ends up being more upper body, more core. Next one, I want you to start to push it about 3/4 of the way out. Hold it there. Set it first. Push into that right heel. Squeeze your other leg, your left butt cheek. Lift through the core so your pelvis feels even. Slowly, I want you to come 1 inch in. Feel the arms have to work against it. And remember, from here, from this 1 inch in position, you're gonna push 2 slow inches out. So you just push slightly beyond that 3/4 mark. Hold here, squeeze into it. 2 inches in from there. So freaking strong, Jessica. Hold it here, set it here. Again, go 2 inches out. Hold it, breathe here. Can you tuck your left toes and lift your left knee up? This is 10 seconds. Escalator is coming, so strong. Just hold it right there, just holding strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. 1 yellow. 2 is gonna be more support. You okay? Yeah. So right foot is forward, left toes are back. I think that's your left leg though.
It is.
So I'm like, I can't remember which leg is which. So right foot forward, left toes back, and then we're bending into the right knee. That one should feel slightly more fresh than the other, exactly. Knee right over your ankle. So again, if you have 2 yellows, you will have to push your heel more forward to keep that knee to ankle alignment. I do keep a little bit of a lean here in this one because I have really tight left hip flexor, and that would, if you're feeling that, that's the front of your left thigh. If it feels like it's burning, stretching, hinge a little bit forward. It's also going to help you connect your core a little bit more, especially, again, if you have tight hip flexors like myself. Next one, I want you to start to make your way down towards the bottom. 3, meet me on down there. And 2, hold it down. So getting to your lowest lunge, push yourself a little bit. Let's come on down, hold it here. Now remember, slightly different challenge than usual. Think about your core a lot. I want her to come down 1 inch, but I don't want the carriage to move. So the back knee will probably bend a little bit, exactly. And then holding it, feeling it, right? Feel your butt cheek have to do the work. Push into the heel, come 1 inch up. So freaking strong, Jessica. Set your head on top of your shoulders, 1 inch down. Yes, last time like this, come 1 inch up, set 1 inch back down into it, and then start to bend that left knee. Drag yourself back to the moonwalk. Keep that back heel lifted a little bit higher, so strong. Gaze slightly forward, keep the head on top of your shoulders. You guys, we're almost there. Stay with it, stay low. Go a little slower if you can, sink into it. If you can, 7 itty bitty baby seconds. It's all fine here. 5, start to slide it out, start to slide it out, slide it forward, slide it forward, slide it forward, slide it forward, sink a little lower, and slowly rise. Last 10 seconds here. We're gonna be taking on up to the back from here. We'll go back lunge. In 3, 2, and 1. I think escalator in the back lunge is kind of rude, but I believe in you. Right foot will hop over the back platform, left toes hook the strap. Once again, to make sure your feet are hips distance, I like to move the left foot a little bit left. If you like, you can touch your hip bones real quick, especially if you don't have a mirror in front of you. Make sure your hips are squared forward. That left hip wants to turn out with the weight of the carriage and the tightness of your hip flexors. Full range of motion here for a good beat. I do want you to push your edge of depth. I want you trying to tap your butt on that back platform. Now, bonus, revenge of the short people, if you have really long legs, it's a longer journey down and up if you tap your butt down there. I don't have long legs, so like I said, my revenge here. About 20 seconds. Try to relax the arms a little bit. I'm all about using those handlebars because this is a very, very intense exercise. You can certainly use your red pole in this one as well if you brought it with you. Relax, pushing yourself up with your arms. Try to activate that hamstring muscle so much. Let's start to make our way down to the bottom on your next one and hold it down there. Sit into it nice and low. Breathe, squeeze here. Push your heel, feel that radiating fire through your hamstring. Just setting it here. Squeeze your inner thighs a lot. Try to feel your core working, and sometimes it sends your brain on fire. 1 inch down, hold it, and then from there lift 2 inches up. Feel it. Hold it right there. 2 inches down. Hold it right there. 2 inches up. Last time, let's set it. 2 inches down. Hold it, breathe, squeeze it here real tight. Big old inhales, big old exhales, slowly as you can. Start to rise up. Keep it honest right here. Try not to lock it out at the top. Once you hit the top, let's bring it right back down. Awesome, everybody. Now, we're gonna transition slightly different order. This time we'll be standing up. So you're gonna grab the red cable that is on your left for standing inner thighs. We did the kneeling inner thigh version before. If you need it again, take it. 3, grab the strap on your left in 2 and 1. So grab your red cable on your left and then carefully stand up onto your back platform. Do a little bicep curl to bring the carriage in. Left foot steps out to the other side of the strap. I like how Jessica takes a beat and looks at her feet. Please make sure your feet or your knees are lined up, otherwise it's not gonna work evenly. I like the cable in the right hand here. That way you have a little bit bigger of a range of motion. I do want you, every time you slide out, I don't care at all how far you slide out, I want you to see about straightening your right arm every single time. I'm not saying you have to keep it straight or you can't use your arm. I want you to feel what it feels like to hold with just the strength of your inner thighs. Soften your knees a little bit, that's important. Lift up on your inner arches, so you're kind of rolling to the outside edges of your feet as you pull in. And then on the next one, let's bring it halfway in, or maybe a little bit closer if you're gassing. Hold it, so pull it in a little bit tighter, Jess. Yep, exactly. Now from here, soften the knees, everybody. Do squeeze your butt, and I want you to see, can you straighten both arms? And just hold it here. Squeeze those inner thighs so much. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. Stand up so tall, just hold it right here. Squeeze it, feel it, fight for it. Let it start to shake if it's gonna. Hold on to it, hold on to it. 8 more seconds, squeeze it. So freaking strong, Jessica. Hold it, 4, 3. Can you give me a little squeeze in? Ooh. Can you give me a little squeeze out? Yes, just 5. Little squeeze in, little squeeze out. 3, 2, pull it all the way in, all the way in, all the way in. Go back to full range. Last 20 seconds. Now, excuse me, last right leg exercise, in case you forgot about it, we've got to finish out that giant carriage kick. So to transition, your feet stay where they are. We're just gonna pivot to face the back, and then you'll ditch that red cable once you set it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome transition, Jess. So make sure real quick, right toes point straight ahead. Left toes might move a little left if you need to square your hips. Set the depth. I want your thigh absolutely parallel to the floor. I want your knee directly over that ankle so you're pushing into that heel, and then she's gonna start to bend that left knee in. Lot of core working here. This is an intense one. Resist as that left leg slides back, but you gotta keep the pubic bone curling forward. You gotta keep those abs working so hard as that left leg slides back. It's gonna start to get it to shake for you. Push that right heel down. Everybody, let's sink in a little bit lower. I want your butt radiating fire. It feels like it's gonna fall off right now. Get it. 15 seconds, and then I'm gonna ask you to lift an arm or two for that last push. 8 seconds. We're coming down this mountain now. We gotta finish out that oblique, and then we're there. Next one, let's slide that left leg back. Dig in, pull the core together. Can you reach one or both arms forward? Bend that left knee forward. You have 10 seconds. Little about face. Right foot to the strap on the floor. Mermaid. 3, 2, 1. Woo. Right foot down, left hip down, and then you're leaning to the side. Remember, try to get yourself working towards parallel to the floor. No lower than that. You don't need to be like a rainbow. Don't go down too low. Try to relax your right thigh enough, especially after that right leg effort, that you don't feel your hip doing the work. Keep the right foot soft. Relax the shoulders away from your ears, down the back, so engaging those lat muscles again. Think about your back muscles, especially in positions like this. Back muscles are your core, just supporting your spine from the back side. Six pack is not your core. Everything from the bottom of your tailbone to the top of your shoulders that supports the spine. So front body and the back body. On your next one, start to make your way down towards the bottom of the movement. Hold it there. Challenge yourself to breathe through that sensation. Now from here, I want you to come up an inch higher so you feel that squeeze. See if you can reach your right arm up to the sky. Move the shoulder blade closer to the spine. We're 1 inch up and we're 1 inch down. 1 inch up, solid. 1 inch down, lengthen it out. 6, 5, we've got high plank, super strong, Jessica. 3, 2, 1. It's her giant plank. Hands are on the 8 and the 10, toes are tucked. We'll take about 10 seconds just holding the plank. I like it, setting those legs together. Feel the work in your shoulders. Feel how much different this feels when we've already got all the core block, the arm block, the other oblique. Now you're gonna start to bend your knees just to that left side, squeeze and contracting that right side oblique. Slow as you can go. Now, if you want to make it a little bit easier, if you're feeling any amount of anything in your lower back, keep your knees turned slightly left. If you want to take the harder variation, trickier variation, allow your hips to turn back to the floor on the way out. So into that plank, your hips would square to the floor. Perfect. She's only got about 15 seconds here. This is a big one. Big old inhales. Big old exhales. Check in with the shoulders. Perfect control, Jessica. 7 seconds. We're gonna take it halfway out. In 5, 4, pull halfway in, bending the knees halfway through. Hold it right there. 1 inch out, 1 inch in. 6, 5, we take it to the front for that teaser. In 3, 2, 1. Good job. So all the way up to the front, right foot crosses left, toes are pointing to your left. Lean your weight into your arms, squeeze those inner thighs, push it down. 1 push left after this, second to the last, right here. Triceps are wrapping back, soften through the elbows. 10 seconds, and we'll hit that one and only challenge here. Remember, you can challenge it a little bit more by shifting your shoulders slightly behind the wrist line. You can always add your push-ups. You can always add your saw as well. Let's start to slide it out on your next one. Hold it there for me. Big inhales, big exhales. You're in like a side plank right now. 1 inch in, 1 more inch in. 1 inch out, 1 more inch out. Digging through. 5. 1 inch in, breathe through it. 1 more inch in. Here we go. Slide it all the way out and take it back to your full range. 10 honest seconds. We're gonna finish it out in a plank hold on your elbows. 5, 4, bringing it down, uncrossing the feet. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Elbows down, toes are tucked. She's got a fancy transition and I like it. Again, second full plank. It's a challenge. So much more challenging here at the end. Shoulders right over the elbows, hips in line with the shoulders, heels are reaching back, chin is lifting towards your throat. We're already halfway there. You're under 30 seconds left in your class. If you have more, and I want you not to take more unless you can keep it slow, tight, and so honest. Honest means your shoulders do not pull forward of your elbows at the end of this movement. Can you start that body saw? Sliding backwards from the shoulders. You might have to walk your toes back a little bit further, exactly, especially if you're longer. I never have that problem. This is it. So strong, Jessica. We have 7 seconds. I'm gonna ask if you're sawing, I want you to slide all the way back in 3. Slide your shoulders as far back as you can hold them. Slide it out, slide it out. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, Jessica. Take your child's pose. Take whatever other movements you need right now. Do take a minute. Chill out for a second. You earned it.